Well, I got a little bit of a show and tell, I guess.
Oh, nice.
I have a PC that I have here. It's from 2014. I bought it from Micro Center, and it was pretty top of the line back then. I mean, recently it's just been giving out. Like it can't even get Windows 11 installed onto it because it's too old. I only use it for like a couple like apps that I need occasionally. So I've been stealing my son's PC. I made that's the same one that I used when I set it up as a retro gaming console, the B-Link SER5. So I've been stealing it to do those things. But my son notices. He gets mad at me. I want him to have his things and not have
Yeah,
boundaries. I know I bought it and set it up and made content out of it, so I feel like I should be able to steal it all the time.
it's his, right? I get that.
It is.
Yeah.
So I was just like casually looking. I don't need much. So I was just like, there was like a Best Buy sale. It was called a Windows sale. So I was like, let's see what they have. And one of the things was the ROG Ally. I know Retro Game Core has reviewed those handheld PCs. And I wasn't really looking for that per se. It was more like a mini PC or something. But I saw it, and it was originally it's $650 because there's a new version. There's the ROG Ally and there's ROG Ally X. And that's the new version. That's $800. I didn't really want to look at that one, but this one was on sale, $650 to $500. I was like, still it's. I can get one of those mini PCs that'll probably be as powerful for cheaper. But then I noticed there was an open box, like there's open box deals underneath that, and so I just looked at it casually, and there was one that was listed as fair for $325. I was like, that's a really good price. So I was like, all right. So I picked it up. So this is the ROG Ally, and so when I it was a gamble though because it was listed as fair. And let me describe what they said fair was. Fair is minor scratches, marks, residue, screen scratch. Now that would be a deal breaker, but I just got it anyway, just to see. And I open up the box. It's flawless. It's like brand new. There's not a
Whoa.
mark on it. So I basically got it over half off, and now it's a PC. It's great.
What do you do? Just like dock it to like USB-C to a monitor?
Yeah, USB C, and you can dock it. It's great. I love it. I love the build quality is really nice. The feel in your hands is nice. The buttons are maybe a tad like it doesn't maybe spring up as well as I would like. And the D-pad, it kind of reminds me of a Genesis D-pad, which I like. It's kind of loose in that way. What maybe slightly too loose where you get an accidental up and down press every once in a while, but I don't know, it's nice. It feels nice to me. I actually like it a lot. And what I've been playing on it and capturing footage of on it is a remake of Zelda 2. And this is a version of Zelda 2 that a fan made for the PC, so I can't play it on anything else. Made by a guy named Hoverbat, and he basically recreated Zelda 2 in Game Maker, but he made it widescreen, so 16:9, and he recreated it like perfectly. The physics are like almost perfect. They're maybe like slightly off. As soon as you're remaking anything, it's hard to dial down the exact physics, but like everything kind of works exactly how it did in the NES game. But then he added a bunch of quality of life stuff to it. He added one you can like save in towns, and I don't know if you played much of Zelda 2, but where you die and you always go back to like where the princess is sleeping or whatever. But now you can like save in town, so if you die, you go back there, or if you die in a palace, you go to the beginning, like in the Great Palace. But every palace is like that now. It's not like a one-to-one remake. He adds just enough flourishes here and there that it's like if you're a returning fan, it's new, but it's not too many changes where it just feels too like fan fiction-y. So it's like the perfect balance for this. So there's the quality of life things. When you die, you don't lose all of your experience anymore. You used to get like little dolls for 1-ups, but now when you get those dolls, they're like permanent 1-ups. So when you like get a game over, instead of starting off with 3 lives, if you pick up one of those dolls, you'll start off with 4 lives, and if you get another doll, you start off with 5 lives. It's a lot of like little things like that that make it much more playable, and you get more items too. So there's like a ring that gives you like constant protection power. So it's like you there's more things that you will survive better. Oh, and there's like a fairy. So if you fall in, like most of the deaths in that game is falling into a pit, and you can get like this little fairy that like pulls you out of the pit every once in a while. So it's like it makes it a little bit easier. So it's nice. It's so if you've been curious about Zelda 2 and you wanted to like maybe play more of it, this is probably a good way to do it because it definitely improves the quality of life. And it looks great with 16:9, except it has the nice retro graphics.
So it's using the sprites from the NES game. It's meant to look like an NES game otherwise.
Yeah, it's kind of like a premium NES game. So it's like it's doing stuff that the NES didn't do. Like there's some overlay stuff that it's doing and the animations that it's doing that the NES can do, but it looks like pretty much pixel perfect. Like it's using the same sprites. And it also has like new environments too. So there's a couple new environments that they're new, but they're in line with the NES game. So it doesn't it doesn't feel too fan fictiony. I would say there's like, I don't know, 25, 30% more content. And then it's just it's a great remaster. So if you're a fan of the game, there's a lot more to experience. And if you felt more intimidated by the NES game, I think you could get a lot more out of this one. So I highly recommend it.
Do you just boot it into Windows and then launch the PC game, launch an emulator?
Yeah, it's got like RGB lighting. I don't know if that's cool, but it just goes right into Windows. I think actually the layout's pretty good. Like I think using a Windows PC with touch screen is a lot easier than it was like 10 years ago, back when the Windows 8 was supposed to be for touch screens. But actually I think it works really well. And they also have like this, it has like its own kind of overlay, which is called Armory Crate. But you press a button and it'll list all your games that you have loaded in there. You can load in anything. So if I downloaded one and installed it today, I could put it on the Armory Crate. I could just press that button; it would list them all.
So like an emulation front end, so that you're not just like navigating Windows folders. Is that the idea?
Yeah. So yeah, and you could put your emulators in there. You could, yeah, it's like that.
Would it play GameCube, PS2, all that good stuff?
Yeah, it could play everything, and I think it even plays PS3. It plays up to everything.
Wow.
So,
wow. And you got it for $300.
$300, and it plays modern games. It could play, Elden Ring or whatever. So
that beats a Steam Deck, probably.
I mean, for my purposes, I needed a Windows machine specifically. So
when you're not gaming, what are you using Windows for? Word processing or like internet browsing? What are you using it for?
No, it's just like specific. It's always like weird specific programs. Like I'm doing my Wii video, and there's like I'm capturing like Wii discs, ISOs, and I want to convert them to another thing. And there's one program that does that, and it's only on Windows. It's like things like that.
Got it.
Where somebody's only made a Windows app, and I need it.
I tell you that if I owned that system, the day one thing that I probably would do, I think like the Zelda 2 remake's a great example of like PC ports of classic games. Like there's the Mario 64 PC port that runs in 60 frames a second and is widescreen. But the one that I would play day one, because I've been wanting to for a while, is some wizard remade Sonic Triple Trouble for the Game Gear as a widescreen Sega Genesis style game, and it's amazing, and so I'd be quick to do that.
And I streamed the remaster of Faces of Evil, the CDI game, which it's a PC port, and I want to stream Wand of Gamelon, which is the Zelda equivalent, and I just don't want to steal my son's PC to do it. So.
That's great. And it's portable, so he'll be jealous.
Well, I actually am not showing it to him because I don't want him to ask questions about it.
What's that?
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.